Welcome back to Foot in Mouth, guys. We are back, and by we, I do mean myself and Sponz, who's joining me again. Sponz, how you doing?
I'm great, bro. We also have a studio audience.
A studio audience, yes,
We
yes.
do, we do,
There's
we-
one member of the audience who may be participating as well. We'll wait and see if it's needed.
So if you do hear extra voices in the back,
yeah.
that explains that.
So yeah, obviously we've been gone for a while. It is unfortunate, but life be lifing, and things got a little bit crazy. Y'all notice this is an audio only podcast, and it's gonna be like that for a while. Because I just came to the point where I realized I definitely bit off more than I could chew by jumping in with a full audio video podcast and holding down a full-time job. It's a bit much. So, yeah, I thought instead of driving myself crazy, let's just go back to the basics. We will still drop videos every now and then with some particular podcast episodes and stuff. But, yeah, for now, just bear with us on the audio only, and we will be coming to all the wherever you get your podcasts. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts will be coming to all those platforms very soon. But yeah, that is that.
Yeah, we whip friendly now, so you can load that shit in the car, and while you're driving, you can just
Don't have to distract your eyes also.
yeah. we like WCTR.
But yeah, okay. So yeah, we are back. It is good to be back. What a time to be back, because obviously yesterday was the European competition draws, Champions League, Europa League, and we watched that draw.
The draw or the rig?
Now you see, this is you want to kick things off there already. I watched that draw with you.
Yeah.
I cannot understand how there are accusations of rigging.
I mean, people are gonna hate.
I just don't get it, bro. And look, namely, a lot of the rigging complaints come from the Europa League draw, but I don't understand how they could rig this one. I mean, I know obviously everyone is so sus because of last season when PSG drew Man United.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, we got to redo that. Like, that was sus. I'll give you that. But I didn't see any foul play yesterday.
Yeah, it looked all above board, but
Bro, you got like
it's just
multiple ball spinners.
It's just the results. It's a madness.
It's kind of like, it's one of those things where it's like, it just had to be, man.
Like, who planned this?
Certain draws were like, really?
I mean,
Like, look, one of those draws.
what's the biggest one for you?
The biggest draw for, okay, we speaking Champions League now.
Yeah.
The biggest for me, I'm sorry, it has to be Liverpool Real Madrid. I know PSG Bayern's exciting, but Liverpool Madrid, we are literally getting a Champions League final at the first knockout round.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's a bit. As a Liverpool fan, I didn't know how to feel about that. I don't know how everyone else felt.
Do you think that you can do a repeat of y'all's win? At this stage, this Liverpool, obviously you're going to have till Feb.
Look, I obviously have to back them. I have to back them. I can't not back them. But realistically, no, I'm not gonna. Look, we obviously have a chance.
Yeah.
We are Liverpool. We do madness in Europe. We are performing way better in Europe than in the league currently.
Yeah.
So at least there's that.
And Real Madrid, pretty much opposites, eh? They may not be top of La Liga,
Yeah,
but
but-
they've come through their group.
What's it? 5 points in the league.
5 points,
So
yeah.
I mean,
They're
that's
second in
not
La Liga.
necessarily struggling. We way worse off.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot. I mean, for us, the focus is going to be a lot more on this competition as them
Than on the league.
Yeah, for them, they got a bit more to deal with at this point.
That's fair. That's fair.
So I'll feel our
Do
eggs
you
will
think
all
it's at
be
that
in this
stage
basket.
already?
Definitely.
You really think that the season's at that stage?
Yeah, bro.
There's going to be 24 games left after the World
Look,
Cup.
there's nothing for us to win when it comes to league now. Like, yes, there's all to play for in terms of top four getting into Champions League, but there's nothing to win from where we are now. So
You get Champions League if you win the Champions League, I guess.
So all eggs in that basket in the cups at this point.
I think it's a little early to. Obviously, I could understand why. I understand your
We
train
can't
of-
win the league from where we are. We can definitely get second or third. Or we can definitely get top four. But winning the league from where we are now, considering the opposition we're going up against in terms of City and Arsenal having this fantastic start,
and Spurs, unfortunately.
it's not realistic. So yeah, our eggs are all in one basket, I feel, at this point. So that can play into our favor going into this game against Madrid.
And what do you think your odds are like of winning this Champions League season?
again,
I know
have
you're
to-
not going to win the Prem. I know you're saying now, look,
Yeah.
you don't see it happening.
So
but
then I have to
looking at
be-
the teams that are still in the Champions League, do you think that Liverpool can go all the way?
Yes, because looking at the draw of the other teams, the big guns,
we're
are gonna get knocked out.
That's a fair point. That's a
So,
fair point.
You're
We
gonna
got,
be.
we got Dortmund, Chelsea, Leipzig, Man City, AC
that's
Milan, Spurs.
that's the only nice one as in terms of for City. That's a nice one. But I mean,
Yeah. But okay,
Dortmund, Chelsea.
I feel you. I
That's
feel
a big
you.
one. Obviously, Madrid and us.
PSG, Bayern
and
also one of
so
them.
one of them is falling.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, fair point. Bayern is another club that's given you guys trouble.
Spurs and Milan are Milan know how to win the trophy, but they're nowhere near favorites or
Spurs
anything.
don't know how to win it.
So yeah, they can knock each other out, and whoever comes through of that group, I don't think is a big
I
concern.
suppose, yeah, if you can make it past Madrid, your next opponent will definitely be easier to handle than Madrid.
Yes. So this is the first real test. It's coming at a very challenging time in our season, but I feel it's the right time because there has been tests, and when we pass them, there's been this question: is Liverpool back?
Yeah.
If we pass this one against Madrid, it's not a case of Liverpool are back, but we have something really here to fight for now, and that can kick-start our season.
How important do you think that Anfield leg is going to be in this fixture?
I mean, the away fixture is going to be the big one, in my opinion.
Now, look, I'm sorry, I don't mean to write you off, but I think
kinda
at the
bank,
Bernabeu,
I kind of bank on us performing at Anfield. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think at the Bernabeu, I don't think you all are favorites. But
So
that's
that's
why I'm
why I say
asking,
we need
how
to
important is that Anfield fixture?
I say it's
You
less
guys could go
important.
to the Bernabeu and park the bus and just leave with a low-scoring game.
Yes, and that makes the game less important. I think it's the Bernabeu game that we need to get right in order for the Anfield game to have any.
Okay.
Because we've proven that we can have
I think Anfield's the first league, eh?
Is it the first league?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that does change things because we've proven that if we have a setback in our away game, no matter how big, we can come back. We remember the 4-0. So that's why I say it's more the away game. If we can set ourselves up nicely, we give ourselves a much better chance of doing this. I'm completely focused on, I hope the team are focused on that.
So you're happy that the first leg's at Anfield? You can kind of impose yourself.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because
It helps that you won't be traveling.
Because then we can set ourselves up. We don't have to come back.
Yeah.
And this whole always getting scored, always letting in the first goal, we're constantly having to come back from losing positions. There's an opportunity to set ourselves up, and I think we need that at this point.
I think you guys will also probably be better prepared, just in the sense of, like, look, Mo Salah's not gonna really go to the final of this World Cup. Did Egypt even qualify?
I have no
Like,
idea.
I think a lot of your star boys, Darwin Núñez as well, like, no disrespect to Uruguay,
Yeah.
I don't think they're favorites.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of your main players are gonna have time off.
Yeah, and they come, and a lot of them are coming back, I guess.
Yeah, from injuries and
Yeah,
stuff.
they're starting to come. So by the
Well,
time,
what's his name? Won't Arthur be back?
well, I mean, that guy isn't even. That's what
I'm
I
saying,
don't
like,
think he's played in the Premier League
Sure,
yet.
he has. From the minute he came through, he
Yeah.
played like one cameo appearance
Yeah,
in a cup game.
in the Champions League. Yeah, so there's options coming back into that game. So it's again, give ourselves a chance, but we have to completely throw the eggs in that basket.
In that, yeah. I don't know. I need to look at the fixtures list still for after the World Cup. But I think it's obviously going to be tricky having to navigate these games with Premier League football because there's going to be some more congestion after the World Cup.
Yeah. Just
Just like there was now in the build up to it, there's going to be another packed list of fixtures after the World Cup. Like,
But
that's not a very nice game.
But there is one less thing to think about in terms of the World Cup being over. So there's more congestion as is now, but there's that
you
less-
kind of know it's going to level out.
Yeah,
again.
so
That's true.
It can only get better in
I suppose.
for everyone because
Dude,
everyone's gonna.
that is going to be a huge test
But yeah, I
for
think
Liverpool.
I think
That era, that phase, that part of your season is going to be huge.
Because that's when if we can't perform then it's really over. You know what I mean in terms of our season.
And again, like you said, since there's no World Cup to expect again and everything's going back to normality, if you get past Madrid, but your next leg of Champions League football is going to fall into a properly...
It's now or never.
Yeah.
This is it's pivotal at this point of the season, especially this game with Madrid, this draw, this is it. We need to get this right.
Dude,
if we don't, we can write off the whole season.
They need to re-energize, bro. Because I think if you look at Liverpool right now, this Liverpool, I wouldn't say has enough in the tank to get through something like this, like Real Madrid with Premier League games.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think after a break, after some time off, like you said, some players returning, it's anybody's game. It really is anybody's game. But you backing Liverpool more
I
than...
I have to. If I'm being realistic, I think Madrid are the favourites, but I'm not going to go into any of those games with doubt that we can't pull it off.
Yes.
I mean, obviously will be realistic.
Yeah.
Especially because of what happened in the Champions League.
Yeah.
On both occasions. We know what they can do to us. So.
What else they can do in general, bro?
Yeah,
Let's not forget Mr. Ballon d'Or Benzema.
Yeah, but I still believe we can definitely pull it off.
Alright.
And we have to.
We will obviously go into more detail when those games start approaching. But I think, you guys, Liverpool's definitely going to have the bigger part of upset fans from this draw. And by upset, of course, I'm not saying, look, Liverpool's not going to roll over. They're not going to go there and expect it. They're going to play.
To be honest, when I saw it wasn't like, oh shit, damn, what now? It was like, okay,
game on,
let's go.
Game on.
It was
to be fair, you didn't really react in the moment. Yeah, like I'll give you that. You believe in your boys.
I still feel like that at this point.
You believe in your boys, but I believe in Benzema. I believe in Vinicius Junior. And it's gonna be a great game. It's unfortunate it's coming so early, but it's gonna be.
I'm banking a lot of this also on the City performance. We can pull it up, pull it off, and turn up on
you
these
got
occasions.
it in you. You got it in you.
Yeah,
you got it. And speaking of City, City's definitely gonna be smiling a bit, getting RB Leipzig.
Yeah.
And again, no disrespect to Leipzig, but of all the clubs that they could have drawn, I think that was the kindest that it could get.
And they got the machine on their side, that the man they bought for this competition.
Yeah, that's
for these
actually
situations.
True. That's very true.
They're in a very, very, very strong position.
After
that draw, they are clear favourites in my opinion.
You don't think Timo Werner can go toe to toe with him over the 2 legs?
I mean, I don't see him outscoring against that City defense.
No, bro, no. I'm sorry. I know he's got some goals since he went back that side, but like, I can't look past City. But I think Pep is gonna be super happy with that draw.
Yeah, and
you can rotate.
I feel they got a bit of ruthlessness about them.
Yeah, and look, he has been struggling with rotation this season.
Yeah.
He definitely has been struggling with rotation. But I do think that Leipzig is the perfect team if you were gonna have to do rotating.
Yeah,
at least it's them.
It's in their hands.
At least it's them.
It's theirs to lose at this point, I feel.
Yeah, I you did mention that. I still think that I don't think it's so much theirs to lose, mainly because either PSG or Bayern is still going to be in it. Either Real Madrid or Liverpool are still going to be in it. And you've already performed against Man City once in the league. There's no, if you guys get them again down the line in the Champions League, you can do it again.
Yeah.
You've proven you can do it once before.
Yeah.
But I think that this is Man City. Like, look, if they slip up against Leipzig, even in one of the 2 legs, you look immediately like you're there for the taking.
Yeah, it's completely different if that happens. But
you are there for the taking.
At this point in time, the cities, they can almost just on pure paper, and because they are, they are who they are, they can almost. I don't want to say count the chickens before they hatch, but
I feel you.
They are it's theirs to lose. Whereas with everyone else,
they've got something to get over. There's a challenge first.
It's something to win.
Yeah.
For them, it's something to lose at this point. So that's why I feel they're in a very strong position, and they can chill a little bit.
Yeah. You know what's interesting is what helps me as an Arsenal fan is at the time, like we were speaking about the rotation. So far, when City have rotated, I think that rotation has allowed Arsenal to kind of be comfortably, toe-to-toe with them so far this season.
Yeah.
Like we saw now in their last game when they kept Haaland on the bench against Fulham. They couldn't get the win without Haaland. They literally had to bring him on, and it took a 95th minute penalty. So rotation is a risk on
Yeah.
their end. They don't have that same depth like they used to have a couple seasons ago, which is surprising.
Yeah, the whole world class play for every position isn't as true as it was a
It's
couple of
not.
seasons
And
ago.
I think they're really starting to feel the absences of Gabriel Jesus, Sterling, and Zinchenko. I think that you had 3 of those guys
Yeah.
that you could call on. I mean, again, they got Haaland, so
I mean, those
he's-
players in themselves aren't, I wouldn't say world class, but they start in any other Premier League
bro.
side. Yeah.
I mean, Zinchenko, you can play him pretty much anywhere. Jesus plays across the front. And look, Sterling is Sterling. That man's
Yeah.
goal record spoke for itself.
Yeah.
So it works for me that they have to do some rotating, but I am with you. I think it is one of those. Don't necessarily want to count your chickens too early, but
Yeah.
they probably will.
But
get
like you say,
past Leipzig.
it's like you say, you guys have been doing well in the rotation, and the fact that you also if you go to the Europa League,
Yeah. When we get, we've managed.
Yeah.
We've definitely managed. Geez, yeah. So City probably gonna pass through there. Dortmund, Chelsea, I am excited for because, dude, if Chelsea struggled against our midfield, Arsenal's midfield, nah. What are they gonna do when they
Against
come
Jude.
across Jude Bellingham
Yeah.
in midfield, bruh?
that man is playing.
I think that is going to be a nightmarish 2 legs.
Do you
for
think
them.
he is next or he is it?
He's now.
He's now.
He's now, brother. He's not next. He is now.
Yeah.
He is 1,000. And I don't know how Dortmund keep doing this. As soon as they lose one star boy, the next one is...
They just keep churning them out, eh?
Brother, the next one is there. It's Sancho. It's Haaland. Dembele. I say Dembele counts. They even have Mukoko there, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, that Dortmund team is stacked. And yes, they may not be having the greatest league domestically.
Yeah.
But I still think...
Where are they in the league at the moment?
I don't even know, brother. I want to say fifth, maybe.
What's our guy in the chair? We got a man in the
Where's
chair.
Dortmund? What's the Bundesliga
What's
table
the
looking like? But look,
Bundesliga?
I mean, no matter where they are, they've got players that are going to make absolute
And Chelsea
nonsense.
aren't looking that great.
They aren't. And again, there's no telling what Chelsea's going to look like by the time these games come around. There is a transfer window at the time. They're
shut.
fourth.
Okay,
Dortmund are
Dortmund's
fourth.
fourth.
That's not bad. That's better
Yeah.
than Chelsea's doing in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And I know Premier League, Bundesliga, blah, blah, blah. Dortmund are not here to mess around, bro. Jude Bellingham, the more weight that gets put on his shoulders, the better he plays.
Yeah.
Literally.
Thiago Silva's gonna have to. I feel it's basically all on him to get Chelsea through this.
And I don't think that Thiago Silva has the pace to keep up with that Dortmund attack.
Yeah.
I don't. And it can't be all on him. Reece James will be back for them. That's going to be a huge help. But at the end of the day, I think Chelsea need to do some business in the January window if they want to progress past Dortmund, bruh.
Speaking of business in the January window for Chelsea, I heard a little birdie whisper to me. That old big Ron.
Ronnie Rooney.
I don't know.
Look,
I don't know who else has heard that.
I would have a lot more belief in Chelsea if they're going into the Dortmund games with Ronaldo up front.
How possible do you think that is?
Very possible. It's
In January?
Dude, I'm sorry. The signing of Ronaldo is probably a Todd Bowley wet dream, bro.
We'll wait for that Fabrizio tweet.
I think Todd Bowley's gonna do it himself. You don't even wait for Fabrizio, but I can literally picture this man in his office just counting down the seconds until that transfer window opens. If there's a possibility of this being a reality for that man, he's going to do it.
Obviously Ronnie wants it.
He wants Champions League football.
Yeah.
I think he wants Champions League football more than he cares about being loyal to United.
I mean, he showed enough loyalty. Did
he?
Yeah.
He was gonna go to join Man City, no problem.
Well, we don't know that.
Nah, he was gonna.
So
we heard all the stories about Rio Ferdinand phoning him saying, "Brah, what are you doing?" That's how close it was. You think he would have turned his head if Man United didn't offer him how much they offered him?
Nah, I think this is just me being controversial, to be honest. But I think he was doing a young Lewis Hamilton behind this, just say what you want to say.
Nah.
So he knows exactly what effect this is gonna have.
I don't think so.
So him and his little team are like, okay, Ronnie,
I don't think so.
We're gonna publicize this whole. You're gonna join Man City, and because that's gonna be a thing. Obviously you're gonna join United, and he's like, okay, yeah, let's play this game. It's like yeah.
I think that man is a winner, and he wanted to go to the winning side of Manchester.
And he believed he's gonna win
at Man City,
at Man United.
Oh no, that's right. That's what I'm saying. I think Man United was just an absolute best of all worlds. You return a hero, okay? to a club
So if it does work
you
out-
do genuinely love this club. So
Yeah,
it's not the
yeah.
worst thing. You genuinely love this club, no? You return a hero because fans are just gonna be all over it now that you're back, no? And let's not pretend. United did finish second in the league before he joined.
I don't think it was a very creditable second, to be honest.
Brother, I'm sorry, they played some good football that season and they scored some big goals that season.
Other teams underperformed.
100%. But at the same time, you are now adding Ronaldo to your ranks. A team that already just finished second. You adding Ronaldo. And again, let's not kid ourselves. That man was their top goal scorer.
It gives me Liverpool 2013-14 season when we lost Suarez but still thought next season we're going to...
Yeah.
Because we finished second and hey, got some Ricky Lambert there. We still got Daniel Sturridge. Okay, I'm not comparing
Dude,
Ronaldo.
yeah, I was going to say,
Lambert.
watch your mouth now.
But what I'm saying is, I feel like that was the vibes of we doing it because we kind of have to, but I don't think there was genuine vibes to actually go and win that thing. I mean, there was no way we were going to challenge again when we lost Suarez.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how
he thought that he was gonna
win.
I think it was
just a pure. I'm always gonna go here,
dude.
Let's just create some publicity.
I will admit that I
Hype my
never
price
saw.
up, I guess.
I never saw United dropping off as bad as they did. When they finished second, I thought that they were going, especially after they signed Varane and Sancho and Ronaldo. I thought the only outcome is either title win or serious title challenge. They had no right to drop off.
Cups.
They're
going for the cups.
Dude, they had no right to drop off the way that they did, bro. And I'm sorry, when you sign players like that, never mind the cups. You're not playing cup football anymore, brother.
Roy Keane was on about like, they're going for the cups.
That was him just trying to paint his. You can't polish a third, you know what I mean? Or you can paint the third goal. It's still a third. But my thing is, look at that lineup. Do you think that Paul Pogba, Cristiano Ronaldo, Rafael Varane, and Jadon Sancho give a damn about an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup? No chance, brother.
Yeah,
they want big leagues.
They want league and champions.
They want big leagues.
Especially with Ronnie coming there. But yeah, I still believe that he went there because he was always going to go there. It was.
It must be nice to believe that.
I don't ever think he was ever going to go.
Must be nice, bro.
But yeah, him going to Chelsea.
That would change their fortunes, in my opinion.
That's a bit of a madness.
That would. I think he'd do a better job than Aubameyang.
Yeah. What does it mean for your man Aubameyang?
It means he's gonna find another. He's gonna go find another retirement home. They booted him out of the first one. And you know what's sad is I never thought I'd be in this position where I'm speaking ill of this man.
Yeah, you love Obama.
I love Oba. I absolutely do,
Obama,
bruh. I absolutely love him. But I'm sorry, bro. You made your bed.
Sleep in it.
As an ex-Arsenal captain, you had no right. No? To join Chelsea.
Yeah,
Fabregas gets a pass.
Why does he get a pass?
Because we had first refusal. We said no.
Okay.
We said no, straight up. Even Lacazette, there was still an interview of the Aubameyang that came out when the reporter asked, if any of your Arsenal teammates got no, and he chuckled. He's like, yeah, Lacazette. So she said, what happened? So she said, Lacazette phoned him and he just said, seriously, bro? See, Lacazette's a real one, brother.
Okay.
He's a real one. Oba, ex-Arsenal captain, you're joining Chelsea by choice. I'm sorry.
But he's done this to other, like he did this Dortmund also.
He hasn't gone to immediate rivals this.
But he's done. He builds up this.
Look, you can kick up a fuss and leave. But why are you burning bridges with the fans? There's still a lot of fans that hold him very close to their hearts, bro. For the performances that myself included, you know.
So it doesn't help that he went to Barca first and then came to Chelsea.
When he went to Barca, I was happy for him.
Yeah.
Go to Barca. You weren't happy at the club. You weren't doing what the club needed. It was ugly.
So he's not happy at Barca.
No, I think he was fine at Barca. Barca just signed Lewandowski.
So, but that's what I'm saying. He has no choice, from his perspective, not really have a choice because, Lewandowski's there. He's not really going to start.
But at the same time,
he's looking for first team football, and Chelsea offers it.
Why was he was looking for first team football? Because he's trying to make the World Cup with Gabon. Why are you so desperate for first team football?
To play football, bro. What do you mean?
What I'm saying is, why you're so desperate that you are willing to join the direct rivals of the club you were captain of months ago, not even a year ago.
So first team football,
yes,
or bench?
No.
At Barcelona,
first team football,
and you're not happy.
First team football for the rival of the club you captain.
I hear you, but let's consider that no one else is offering.
No. You know what? This is a perfect way to put it. And he's not even at this man's level. He's not even at this man's level. What would have happened if Steven Gerrard left Liverpool for Real Madrid and then came back to Everton?
But he didn't.
And I'm saying, what would have happened?
Yeah, madness, obviously.
You would have
Judas.
you would have felt like what the hell are you doing?
Yeah,
Now again, Aubameyang, he doesn't have Steven Gerrard legacy
Yeah.
at Arsenal, but he's the best thing that's come out of the Emirates since Alexis Sanchez. He is one of the shining lights that we are going
But
to
now
look
look,
back
even
on.
comparing to Alexis Sanchez, he's no.
Alexis Sanchez again, that's another dude
he
that
went to
absolutely
United.
made his bed.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
Why do you, there's no love lost with Alexis Sanchez, bro. With the minute that he left, it was like, cool, see you later, bro. He left in the worst way.
So then there's hate for Obama.
I'm saying now there's hate for Oba
Yeah.
because he joined Chelsea. Okay, now I get what you're saying. You wanted first team football.
Yeah.
Chelsea's a good club and all that. I'm saying the type of players I want to see come in and out of Arsenal are the type of players who are going to be loyal to Arsenal, whether they're playing for the club or not. I want that fierce loyalty where you go, I would rather look at Lucas Podolski, look at Jack Wilshere. Again, these aren't players that are these iconic, any club wants them players. But I know for a fact that you can bet money that both of those players would rather retire than go and play for Spurs. You can guarantee that, bruh. You can guarantee that. I want players like that. I want Liverpool to have players that literally laugh and will freaking spit for this. They'll spit on the idea of joining a United or Everton.
I think we all want that, but that's not realistic.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. It's not realistic. But just because it's not realistic doesn't mean that I have to be overly understanding. Realistically, I have every reason to be annoyed. This is a man that I saw wear the captain's armband.
I think you're annoyed for banter sake.
I saw him wear the captain's armband for my club. The man has Arsenal tattooed on his body.
Do you really care that much?
I think, honestly, I think that was disrespectful. That's why I said my problem is, I understand he had issues with the club, but there were a lot of fans that loved this man. So again, that was just point A. It's one thing for him to join Chelsea. It's a whole other thing for him to do that stupid promo video. Arsenal, I'm back.
Shit, how's
and I'm
the
blue.
award, bro?
Nothing personal. I'm back and I'm blue. You are literally taking the piss out of all the fans. There are still people who are Arteta out because of what happened with Oba. There are people who are 100% convinced that had Aubameyang been kept happy, Arsenal would have been firing their way to the top of the league and into the Champions League. And
Like you are currently doing.
like we are currently doing without him.
Oba. Okay.
Rather, the Arteta out brigade is quiet, but they are still lingering. And a lot of that is because of how Aubameyang was, open inverted commas, treated.
I don't know. I don't think you guys should put so much energy in the hater thing. Laugh it off. He won the game. He's lambing.
For sure. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not losing any sleep over it. But at the same time, I think he really has hurt his image at Arsenal. He could have gone down as such an icon of the Emirates era. I was going to say, I know.
I mean, you're the Arsenal fan.
Look,
if you consider him an icon. I mean,
icon-
I consider Daniel Sturridge. But that man should get a statue at Liverpool.
Look, I use the word icon loosely, but that's just because we've had that little to celebrate since we moved to the Emirates. Remember, since we moved to the Emirates, all we've had to celebrate is an FA Cup.
So then maybe it's, and you're saying
Just like you'll say,
look, delivered that basically, and he was part of that.
There are people that see Ozil as an icon of Arsenal, an Arsenal legend. There's a constant running debate of whether or not Ozil was an Arsenal legend. His numbers say he is.
Where do you stand?
His numbers say he is an Arsenal legend.
What?
The actual silverware we got while he was here say otherwise.
Yeah, so but where do you stand?
I'm very biased.
Does he get into your
I'm
Arsenal?
very biased. When we signed him,
11?
that was my favorite player in world football. I am absolutely biased. Him signing, he became a legend the day he signed that contract.
Okay.
He was an Arsenal in my eyes, and I do think that his personal numbers definitely merit that status. But again, I think what makes someone an actual legend, an icon, is it's big moments.
And how they conduct themselves.
And look, he broke the trophy drought. When he came, that's when he broke the trophy drought. You know what I mean? The reason I say Aubameyang he has a little bit more to him is because of when we won that FA Cup. When he won us that FA Cup, Arsenal were on a very, very downward spiral. We were on a very downward spiral against all odds. This man won us an FA Cup against all odds. And after that, what did he do? He backed it up by signing that new contract. And he took the armband. And everyone thought, yes, this is going to be a serious turnaround. The man that won us our freaking FA Cup is going to lead us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it absolutely flopped. And then when his performances got bad on the pitch, the fans obviously started wanting to see more from him. Everything started getting super sour. He just started throwing his toys out the pram.
So basically, this is what you're saying is what happened with Oba, and that's why he's also an icon and why there's hate.
I'm saying that he could
Similar
he
to
could
the
have been
Ozil situation.
his legacy could have been so intact at Arsenal, bruh. It would have been a matter of say what you want about how the club treated him, say what you want about how he treated the club, the disrespect to Arteta, the disrespect to say what you want. But he gave a lot to this club in the prime of his footballing years.
Okay.
He gave a lot to this club. You know what I mean?
So what do you?
And I think that a lot of that is up in smoke now after that promo video. That stupid and again, I'm not losing sleep over it.
Yeah.
But whenever the topic of Aubameyang comes up now, I honestly couldn't care less.
So what do you think? Okay, you couldn't care less. But what do you think is next for him now in terms of?
He's gonna have to find a new club. I don't care.
At Chelsea.
Go to Aston Villa. Go to Fulham. Go to Nottingham Forest. They have money.
That's considering if Chelsea get Ronaldo.
Yeah, if Chelsea, even if they don't, brother, I mean, I don't think they're gonna stick with him.
It's been how many
He's
games
not.
has he played?
He hasn't done nearly enough to warrant leading the attack. What has he done?
I mean, they don't have another striker.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna have to buy someone new. I'm saying whether it's Ronaldo or not, I don't think Oba is their long-term solution. I don't think he's their after World Cup striker.
It's just a
They're probably gonna start
commercial
working
signing.
Broga in like a lot more aggressively.
Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah, back to the point. If Chelsea have Ronaldo,
Yeah.
I think that they do better against Dortmund. But I'm favoring Dortmund, brother, all the way. I think Dortmund at this right now. I'm saying it already. I think Dortmund are
Yeah,
going to take that one.
I haven't seen Dortmund play at all, but just based on Jude's
I
madness
think Dortmund's gonna take
and
it,
watching Chelsea, especially against you guys. Yeah, I think Dortmund look like
They're going to bulldoze them.
They're
gonna
the
bulldoze
favorites. But other across London, Spursies?
Yeah. Lost English club, no? AC Milan, Spurs. I was with you. I told you in the room, I was hoping that they got Milan. I said I was hoping that they got Inter Milan, but that was just me getting completely mixed up again. Like they got a Milan club. It's good enough for me. I'll take it. And I think AC Milan are going to give them serious problems, brother. Serious problems.
Have they ever been in? They haven't faced a stubborn Italy or a stubborn Italian side. Have they been in? They haven't been like, you know, with all English teams I feel have gone to it. City have gone to it in the last couple of years. Where you the English side that's favourite, but you haven't won this competition. You're just favourite because you're from the Premier League, and you come up against a side that's like wins their league or is top two, but because it's a lesser league, you know. And they've never ever had those tests. I remember Liverpool, you really struggled
I know
with those.
Spurs have turned things around when you least expect it against certain clubs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you look at that run when they went to the finals against Liverpool, I don't think that. I think people expected them to get knocked out earlier, but they still turned things around.
Lucas Moura doing that madness.
Yo, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this game in particular. Do you know what's interesting is you bring up the point of have they played against the team that's like that kind of team?
Yeah, I don't back them.
I don't think they've played against the team that has people with the mentalities of Ibrahimovic and Olivier Giroud.
Yeah,
you are playing against
winners.
Beastly Prasa who are literally here to win. Do you know what I mean?
And they've also have those two players in particular have had Premier League experience, so they know what to expect.
I'm hoping that Giroud taps into his inner arsenal. You know what I mean? Not with the misses in front of goal, but I'm hoping he taps into it and just remembers, hey man, this is this man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
Spursy, have that Spursy vibe.
I'm hoping that Ibrahimovic is offended by their lack of trophies being so close to him. Like I'm hoping that he absolutely has a go at them, bruh. Do you know what I mean?
Put Spurs in their place in the terms of
I'm
just
hoping that
humble them a bit.
Rafael Leao absolutely has a field day with whoever is coming up against him as Spurs wingback. Like, dude, it's. I'm so excited, and this is.
You don't see it the other way around.
Look, this is not me saying that Spurs are just gonna lose. I
like
think
a
Spurs,
Harry Kane madness.
I think Spurs could absolutely do something. They obviously have a great team. I think they have a great team, but I'm just saying.
Will Son be fit?
Probably.
Yeah.
They said he might be fit to like join the World Cup like halfway through the campaign, basically.
Okay.
So look, they'll probably be well off in terms of who they can choose to play. I just think that this is going to be a different kind of test because, like you're saying, dude, Italy is where defending was born.
Yeah, and they were in the league. They second.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it helps that they have Conte in charge at Spurs. He knows the league. He knows the type of football that they play.
I didn't consider that.
He does know all of that. But again, that man knows a lot, and Spurs still play the way that they play.
That's Spurs. They have that.
They still play the way that they play.
They still need to break that mold.
And I do not. What is it? The San Siro Stadium, yeah?
Yeah. They shared with Inter.
I do not see Spurs getting a result there.
Yeah.
Never. You got a Spurs stadium, it's a free-for-all. Okay, not a free fall. Yeah, they have a better home. But I mean, like in general, Spurs are not exactly a fortress at home.
Yeah. They
But-
don't have that
But
stature.
Spurs going to the
that
San
presence.
Siro, my friend. They are going to.
Yeah,
Nah.
that's why I asked you earlier on. They haven't had this sort of test. Really.
Nah, bro.
And
I think
don't-
this is a different breed of
and
competition for them.
I think this is going to be a really difficult one for them.
It's a different breed of contest. But yeah, again, so with those Champions League games, the PSG Bayern look not much. We'll talk about that closer to the time.
Yeah, that's just
For now,
mad
let's get right into the Europa League. There is only one English club to talk about. That English club is my favorite one to talk about, and that is Manchester United.
Hey.
What are the odds, eh?
I mean, there was only one team.
What are the odds, bro?
There was only one team that
What are the odds?
could spark these reactions, these scenes, and we got it.
I tell you one thing, Europa League's gonna get views, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, Europa League is gonna be pumping the numbers, dog.
It's one way of looking at it. I don't know if that's.
I'm so
I don't
excited.
Don't know if another way you can also say it's ended up like that as another rigged thing. I don't know.
Listen, enough with the Reek talk. That's nonsense. United fans would they
Sorry, I'm just
got
here for the controversy.
United got they were so it just had to be Barcelona. It had to be Barcelona. I was so happy. But again,
the system working,
dude.
the system working.
As happy as I am, no, because and again, don't get me wrong. This is not me saying United are gonna go there and roll over and lose. I think they're gonna put up a game, but currently Barcelona are top of La Liga.
Yeah,
That
5
says a
points
lot.
clear.
They may not be doing well in the Champions League and in European competitions, but in the domestic league they are doing way better than United is doing in the Premier League. And I think that they're only going to get better. I think that this Europa League for them is a setback.
and these are playoff games. They're not straight
Playoffs.
Oh.
You got to win this and then you qualify for the first knockout round. But yeah, I weirdly think that as big a setback Europa League football is for Barca, it's probably going to be good for them. You know, you're going to be coming up against, again, in inverted commas, lesser opposition.
Yeah.
So you will be able to really carry on this La Liga push and still play your European competition.
And yeah, like I think the psychological
Yeah,
buzz
that's
of
going to
beating-
suck.
of beating, you know, a Man United.
Oh,
will-
yeah, that
will
yeah.
be also be a very,
I'll
very,
say
very
like the psychological side of it will suck in terms of thinking, yeah, we're playing Europa League now. But like
Yeah.
you said, if if the first taste of this competition you get is a win over Man United,
yeah.
Choo, brah. United is still United. You are literally going
Yes,
to play
United
European
is still
football.
United.
You're going to play European football at Old Trafford. That is going to be so exciting.
On a Thursday, eh?
On a Thursday, bro. That's mad. That is insane. You know, but at the end of the day, it's going to be one that both clubs want to and quite frankly have to win. None of them can lose that, bro. Neither of them can afford to lose that.
Who's your money on?
Barcelona.
Is that
My money's on Ansu Fati. bro.
is that based purely on form factor or
Purely
based on banter?
form factor,
like
and
you don't
also
want
style
United?
of play. I think that Barcelona's style of football is going to be too much for Man United. Again,
cope with.
we'll speak more at the time, but if you're talking this United now, this United that just lost 3-1 to Aston Villa,
Yeah.
you asking me if this Man United is going to have a good time against Barcelona? Nah. I think that they have their work cut out for them between now and then. But at this moment in time, I can't look past
Oh,
Barca.
Lewandowski going up against that United defense.
Lisandro Martinez, and as good as he's been this season, well done. I think he has been a top defender, but the one thing I've stood by is that he's going to struggle when he plays against people that are physically
Yeah.
imposing. And anytime he comes up against
Did
one
they
of
play
those...
Spurs United? Have they played Spurs yet? Did he come up
Yes.
against Harry Kane? How did Harry Kane do up against him? I think they coped. I think he coped.
I want to say yes.
I think
Did
they
Manchester United really play against Spurs this season?
Because I think that was going to be the mad test.
I'm pretty
It was a win.
we beat Spurs.
Yeah, it was United.
So
United.
so you look, maybe they deal with him in the same way. Look, Kane and Lewandowski, you can maybe consider.
But
them
when
on the
United
same
played Kane, I
levels.
want to say when United played Kane, they didn't have Son or they didn't have Kulusevski.
Maybe.
And when you cut off Kane's supply,
yeah, then he's dropping deep.
yeah,
and
you can look.
you
Arsenal
can hand him off
Arsenal
to
kept
another.
him quiet,
yeah,
brother.
hand him off.
Arsenal kept him
If
quiet.
if United can hand
But it-
Lewandowski off to Varane or whatever, then
Is Varane gonna be fit? He's missing the World Cup.
is ish. Nah, look, I don't see it going well for Martinez against Lewandowski.
I don't, bro.
That's going to be
I
a
really
serious
don't.
test.
I think
but again, we've said this all season.
you can never count United out.
We've been saying about this man and his height, and like he's been
He's
one
been
of their
fantastic.
better.
He's been one of the best
players.
defenders in the league, I would say, bro.
So you must.
But again, I look
he
back
has
at
it in him to perform.
I look
also.
back at games like the United loss against Brentford when Ivan Toney was all over Martinez. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was Ivan Toney.
But now credit to them because
You look
they
at-
learned from it and
Yeah.
maybe made adjustments to him not to be so exposed.
I know we're saying they learned from it, but after the Brentford game came Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah.
No, but that's Erling.
Yeah, I'm honestly more interesting. I think what's going to be a big tell is how he deals. United's last game before the World Cup is Fulham. How's he going to deal with Mitrovic?
Yeah, I mean,
Let's see that.
Yeah, so I mean, Mitrovic did a little bit of a number on Big Verge. So
Brother, that's what I'm saying. Let's see. I
we all know
honestly
Big
think,
Verge is the best in
and
the world.
I wouldn't be surprised if you look back at all United games this season so far, the games that they did well in and the games they didn't do well in. I wouldn't be surprised if all those games they didn't do well in defensively were games where they played against a team that had a striker that was physically more imposing than Lisandro Martinez. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No disrespect. I'm with you. A lot of people made fun of him for his height, but he's absolutely bossing it. But I still think he is not bossing it in the areas that everyone from the jump said he wouldn't boss it. He does not have aerial presence.
Yeah, that's just a fact.
He cannot help that. He's fantastic at stopping the bra who wins the ball,
So
but he's not winning the ball.
Yeah, he's the things he's good at isn't gonna cover for him not being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lewandowski is going to catch that ball from the air and he's not going to wait for it to hit the ground.
Yeah. He's not gonna bring it down.
No, it's gone. It's as good as in the back of the net. You know what I mean?
So you see a clear.
I do. I see a Barcelona win, but I do also feel really, really bad. I do feel really bad for United because, you know, this is a big issue I have with these European competitions. I don't understand why clubs are dropping down from the Champions League to the Europa League. Barcelona should not be playing Man United. Man United should not have had to worry about drawing a Barcelona.
Oh yeah, this is the
This is
result
my
of the
my
system.
gripe, bro. I mean, FC Nantes, however you pronounce it, they should not
No,
be
it's Nantes.
whoever they are. They're playing against Juventus. They should not have to worry about playing against Juventus. These competitions are tiered off for a reason. The Champions League is for clubs that finish first to fourth. You know, we know that.
Yeah.
The Europa League is for fifth and sixth. So from the get-go, one competition has teams made up of all the teams that are there. The caliber of those teams is 100% statistically better than the teams in the Europa League.
Okay.
So why on earth are you rewarding failure by letting the guy that finishes third in his Champions League group go into a playoff round for the Europa League? You are literally sending a guy into a different competition, a team into a different competition where that team is going into it with a guaranteed advantage because they are literally the better team. That's why they started in the Champions League. That's why they are coming down to play a team that started in the Europa League. I think it is such nonsense. If you lose your group, if you don't finish first or
Back up
second in
and
your
go.
group, you should just go. What is the point of letting them? Now you've made that Europa League. The Europa League is basically a competition who the favourites to win it are whoever drops down from the Champions League.
So is this where the narrative? This it's a very small narrative, but is this where the narrative comes from? The Europa League is more difficult.
That's my
win.
narrative, brother. I don't care
To
how big or
win.
small it is. That's my. I think the Europa League is a harder competition to win than the Champions League because you are guaranteed
For
to
those
be-
smaller clubs,
for every single club that's in that competition.
even the ones that are dropping down.
No, I'm saying the ones that are dropping down are always the ones who are now again, when I say the Europa League is a harder competition to win,
Yeah.
I'm saying that in reference to the teams that actually start there.
That qualify for it.
When you
name
get
own
your
merit.
first group stages,
Okay, yeah, I feel
those
you.
teams that are in the group stages, it is the hardest. It is much harder for them to win their competition than it is for a Champions League club to win,
win
their
their
competition.
Yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
If you are in the Champions League, you know you are playing against teams that are on your level. We'll say on your level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're in the Europa League, same thing. But the minute someone from the Champions League drops to the Europa League, you immediately have a club there that is a level above everyone else that they have come down to join
Yeah, fair enough.
by default. So all that hard work that these clubs go through in the group stages, you may just like I said, I can speak very confidently at the moment, I think, because as an Arsenal fan, we're doing amazingly this season.
Yeah.
So I'm less worried for us, but at the same time, I am still worried because there's no telling when Barcelona, we just said, they got knocked out of the Champions League, but they are top of La Liga.
So they are still performing.
Bro,
Yeah. And now
Juventus
you
is
have to
not
play
having a
them-
good time in the Serie A, but the thing is, You don't know when they can just switch it on. These
So
are
one
top
of you
clubs.
guys need to play a Champions League side now.
These are
too.
top clubs. Why do these clubs in the Europa League now? It's almost like we being punished because they failed.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
Well, the answer is kind of obvious. Why? It's
Money.
money thing. Yeah.
They
So
can't
it's-
let
so-
those big boys go. You're losing all the TV rights and
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
So
and-
now, because now look, yeah, like you were saying, the system working. Now you have Man United versus Barcelona.
which again, it's an amazing game on paper.
It's Europa League, but you've got viewership on a Thursday night now because
Yeah.
everybody's gonna watch that
Yep.
game. So yeah, it's a result of the system working.
And
it's
it
not
just-
a,
it
it's
just
not a
annoys
football
me.
decision. It's
It
a money
annoys me.
political decision.
As much as happy as I am,
Not to get political.
knowing that United are going to have to juggle 2 leagues with Barcelona along with their league football, I do feel so bad for them because they honestly should never have had to worry about drawing Barcelona in the first place. It's simple as.
But it's unlucky.
It is, and that's why I'm with you, and that's why I'm saying it is unlucky, and I'm not raining on any parade here. I'm just as excited for this game as any neutral. I
Yeah.
just think that it's almost like it feels yucky to be
It's almost
excited
like
about this game.
It's like this World Cup happening. It's happening, but it
It
stinks.
feels yucky.
It
Yeah,
stinks.
it feels like
stinks.
like because you want to enjoy it, but I can't enjoy it wholeheartedly because all I'm thinking to myself is
this is greed.
Manchester United, Barcelona had no right to be
Yeah.
coming down to play Man United. It should not be happening. United should have honestly been. Again, look at their league form. This is a club in the Europa League that is playing Europa League caliber football in their domestic league. The last thing they need is a Champions League team that is top of their domestic league coming when you're trying to actually improve your squad.
Yeah.
It's so unfortunate. And I'm loving it. But at the same time, swak.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's pretty swak. That's pretty swak.
And that has been your politicals talk of foot in mouth.
Yeah, look, you know what? Just to close
Segment,
things off,
political
let's go to
segment.
things that matter a little less. Carabao Cup games.
Carabao
Cup game starting tonight.
Cup.
I'm actually not sure what time this episode's going up, but it's going to be up before these games.
We got games tonight. Yeah.
we got games tonight. Firstly, considering Liverpool's current form in the league and the upcoming Champions League.
Well, this is our cup, right? We are the defending champions.
That's what I'm asking you. Where's your head at for Liverpool? What do you want to see from Liverpool in this competition?
Defend the champion.
You want to see them go for it?
I mean, I will say our league is there's nothing there to win. Everything is things to gain, but nothing to win
Yeah.
in terms of silverware. So we must go for
I
every.
respect that, man. I think the Carabao Cup is easily the most disrespected cup in world football.
Well, Man City takes it seriously.
Yeah, but so the cup itself is just so disrespected. I mean, there are so many fans that just couldn't care less, and I'm like,
Nah, I care about that stuff. If you care about it if you win it.
Trophy's
You-
a trophy, bro.
If you don't win it, then you don't care about
yeah,
it.
look at the FA Cup. People stopped caring about that because Arsenal won it too much.
Yeah. And then we want it to now. Everybody cares about it. You get me?
But yeah, so you want to see them give it a proper go.
Yeah, we have to. I mean, at the form we are in,
Who are you playing this weekend? Who's your last Premier League game?
the last Premier League game is Southampton.
Southampton. Oh, they do look there for the taking.
Yeah.
I suppose you could chance.
So look, I don't know. We can't afford to drop any more points in the league. So we might maybe do a madness. I don't know where Klopp's head at. Klopp. I don't know where his head is at this point. I don't know where. I don't know what's the next move. It's
Yeah.
not obvious what's the next step for us to make that step in terms of progressing. So yeah, basically I don't know what to expect from team selection or how we take on this competition. Whatever we do, I'll back back the manager. I understand what he's going for. But as a fan, my personal opinion is go for these cups because the league is not. There's not. I'm not giving up in the league, but I'm giving up in the league.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I get where you're coming from. And you guys are playing against Derby, so it's again. You don't want to count your chickens before they hatch.
And I know from a club perspective, Derby's been going through some really, behind closed doors
Off the pitch.
with starting from COVID. I mean, they're one of those clubs that needed to be bailed out, and I know
Rooney was paying staff salaries
it
and stuff.
So they also struggling in terms of club management running the club, and that can obviously affect how you play on the pitch.
Liverpool, they should do well enough.
So I think we got
some nice minutes for who's that young boy?
Carvalho.
I really like him, eh?
Yeah, I do.
I really
He's something
like him.
different. He's got he takes players on. He's got a bit of an old school style to him.
No, I like him.
He's direct, but not direct in terms of just pure driving at players. He puts his foot on the ball a bit, in the final third, turns. I like that, and he faces the
and he's young, so for him to have that
opposition up a bit.
to
He's
have
got that Coutinho vibe a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna call him Coutinho.
Yeah.
But like to have that instinct at this age is really dope.
Yeah, because all our players at this point, especially in the midfielders, stop pass. It's you got Thiago who's also putting his foot on the ball and dictating a bit, but that's further down. Carvalho's making the runs and looking for those other runs.
Would you use this game as a morale booster, form finder for Nunes?
Definitely. I mean, look, I don't think Nunes needs a morale boost. I think he's doing well. Okay.
Look, I'd say more form finder.
Yeah, well, even on form, I think he's doing okay. Like, he could do better. He could always do better, but I don't think he's horrible. Especially considering...
Yeah, he's not horrible.
Yeah, I mean,
he does need to find the back of the net. But he needs to finish these chances that he keeps getting himself in place for.
He's getting in those positions.
He keeps getting himself in place.
A lot of those chances, I will say, are... Okay, not a lot, but there are a couple of ones that are pretty difficult. That he will take like a volley from a and he tests that keeper.
Yeah.
So I'm
it's one thing to test, it's another thing to finish.
Yeah, look at first thing, hit the target, which he's kind of doing. He's not skying the ball. He's getting into the right positions. So yes, it could be a very good game for him to also, because he's got that rawness. I mean, we were speaking earlier about Carvalho. His rawness in terms of Nunes, that you can see the decision making is there, but it's just not quite pulling it off. So. A game like this, we maybe have a bit more time, a bit more space. I think, yeah.
I don't know if you're willing to go out in the limb. We don't know the lineups, of course. Or we will know the lineups, but I mean, you know how these lineups usually are. You want to make a prediction?
I don't know if he's maybe Adrian in goal, but definitely give Gomez game. He needs to get his head right. It's an opportunity for him to get game time. At the fullbacks, I'm on Trent and Robbo. They're not finding their vibes. I need Trent to get on it. So give him game time. And
not Tsimikas, where is he?
I mean, he's on the bench, so he can. But he's not our right back. He's our left back.
Oh, fair enough.
So yeah, I want Trent getting game time, getting confidence, and I want them to. Be asked questions, but maybe not against a side like Derby where maybe we can still get away with. Yeah. So that he can just get into the groove a bit.
Yeah.
And then, the midfield stay the same. Midfield, they can go with the cup midfield, as in the youngsters, Jones, Carvalho, and Elliott. I think Jones can hold it up a bit. If he gets found out, he can be the first to come off and bring one of the, Thiago or Fabinho. Yeah. And then up front, Nunes, Salah, and... I think Ox is back.
Might as well.
So, yeah.
So score?
Give Ox some score. I'll take a 2-0, yeah.
That's humble.
Yeah.
It's at Anfield, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I just want a performance. A dominating...
It's playing third gear, basically.
Yeah, a dominating performance.
Don't risk yourself before the...
Yeah, I want the goal in the first half, and then, if the opportunity is there, obviously take it. But, I just want us to control the game, really.
Look, the hot fixture is obviously City-Chelsea.
Yeah.
That is a huge game for Carabao.
And that's
Carabao
tonight
Cup.
also? Or is it
that is tonight also. Yes. And look, that's interesting. Like you had just said now, that Pep takes this competition seriously.
Yeah, so he's probably going to field.
But my thing is, again, how strong are you going to go, bro? You're in a proper fight with Arsenal at the moment. How you? Because that game with Chelsea...
They've been here before, though.
But Chelsea play nasty football, bro. You're risking injuries playing against Chelsea.
I still see them going for it. Because of how Pep is with this.
I think Chelsea will probably field a weaker squad. Chelsea don't need the Carabao Cup. They don't need it. That's the last thing on their mind.
Where are they in the league, Chelsea?
Like 5th, 6th.
So, don't you think they also go for a trophy? And
not Carabao, not Chelsea.
Okay.
Not Carabao. I think if this was the FA Cup, it would have been a different story.
So you see an easier game for City then. Also, opportunity for City.
Again, look,
like Liverpool,
I think
opportunity for them.
Both will probably field weakened sides, but City's weakened side is stronger than Chelsea's weakened side.
In most cases,
yeah. Then we got Arsenal Brighton. That's an interesting one for us. Rotation is honestly, it has hurt us before. We've looked pretty shaky in the Europa League. We got the wins.
You don't take this competition as serious as the FA Cup, do you?
And now you see, I've always been.
I'm not you personally. I'm talking about Arsenal in general.
I hope that they do, because I'm firmly of the belief that if there's a cup to win, play to win it.
Okay.
But this is the one time that I'll give them a pass. I'll veto this one. Like if Arsenal lose tonight, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna be. I don't want to see us get embarrassed.
Now you're in that position now.
But at the
'Cause
same
you're
time,
going for that
I
league.
feel like this is the one time it's forgivable
Yeah.
to just let it go, bro. I think just let it go. I want to see us field the youngest people at the squad at the club.
12-year-olds.
If we can field the under 12s, play the under 12s,
the under
brother.
9s, yeah.
I do not want to see a senior player kick a ball.
I feel you.
I do not want to see a senior player kick a ball, brother. We have one more game before this World Cup break, and then we go into the World Cup break top of the league.
Yeah.
Don't mess this up, Arsenal.
I feel you.
Don't mess this up. I would much rather see us just go out of it now. I do think we'll win still. For some reason, I still think we'll win. I always back my boys. I do think it'll be Brighton. But again, Brighton they're no pushovers. They're playing good football this season. I weirdly would prefer to see Brighton go far. You know what I mean? I weirdly would prefer it.
Do you want them to get a W?
Like, I don't want
Like
them
for
to
their
beat
season,
us.
like their season.
But like, I just like what I'm seeing from them so
good
far.
cup run. I feel
But
you,
yeah, I still think that we're going to take it. Nottingham Forest Spurs, that's also going to be bizarre. I think Nottingham Forest are going to be desperate. They need something. They are currently sitting bottom of the league. They need
Yeah.
something. They are going to
Another
go.
tricky one for Spurs, eh?
Yeah,
Another tricky one.
the more the better, bruh. I'm all for it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Oh, don't Spurs... No, I think Chelsea have Newcastle the last game of the season.
Yes.
But like Spurs, they can't afford to drop points in the Prem. They cannot afford to drop points in the Prem.
I feel like Liverpool's the only side that can also can't afford to drop points, but we can say quite clearly because of the
guess.
give it up. Whereas everyone else has got their mind.
You know what I will say? Sorry,
Focused on the league.
Just going back to the Chelsea thing, we're speaking about people who can't afford stuff. This would be great. This would be a third straight loss for Potter in a row if he loses tonight.
And Chelsea manager ruthlessness.
And Chelsea's last game is against Newcastle.
Who's third?
And it's not at Stamford Bridge, brother.
Yeah, it's a madness.
So Graham Potter could essentially risk going on a 4-game losing streak before the World Cup kicks off. And what a 180 that would be, considering that before the Arsenal game, he was on a 9-game unbeaten streak.
While he was at
No, at Chelsea. I'm saying Graham Potter, since he's been at Chelsea, he was on a long, I think it was all
Has he been
competitions.
in that long?
No, it's
Damn.
all competitions.
Oh, okay,
all
okay,
competitions.
okay.
But the thing is, going from that to, again, if we are as confident as I think we are that Man City are going to win tonight, that's 3 straight losses. And then your last game. So I don't think he can afford to really just rest up players tonight. I think he has to go and try and make a statement.
He needs to
against
get a
City
result.
At least.
Can't lose.
At least. Spurs, I think Spurs they'll probably throw it. I don't think Conte cares for the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
And Nottingham Forest all want it, bro. They all want it. Another tricky one, and probably the trickiest, more so than Graham Potter's situation, is United Villa tomorrow, bro. Villa just spanked them 3-1 in the Premier League. Now it's at Old Trafford. Now United can full well be like, you know what, we don't take this competition seriously, we can play a weak side.
I think they're a bit buttered from that.
Can you imagine if you got spanked first at Villa Park and then at your own home ground?
I don't
you
see
can't
it,
have 2 good evenings in 1 week, my friend. Nobody needs that. Nobody's gonna live through that, bro.
So what's your predicts for that?
I'm predicting Man United are gonna go in there and they are gonna try and win this. And whatever the result, I do not care. It just makes them worse off for their last game.
Ronaldo captain in starting?
Maybe.
Our studio audience, what do you think?
I kind of feel like in Ronaldo's clause, in his contract, there's a clause that says I don't play Carabao Cup games, bro.
You think Ronaldo starts in captains?
Unfortunately, I do think so.
In the Carabao Cup, that's disrespect, bro.
That's an unfortunate.
That's disrespect to Ronaldo.
Just to reiterate,
and I
Mandem
know I
said
just spoke about
unfortunately
how
starts.
I would want, I want to take this competition seriously, but Ronaldo is bigger than the Carabao Cup.
I think Ronaldo should be captain, period. Once Casemiro English improves,
Yeah.
I think he'll take over the game.
Casemiro. Okay.
I,
Yeah, he's got big love. He's already indoctrinated deep into that vibe. I think that header helped.
It's gonna be dope. I think I'm always happy to see Ronaldo play. But
Look, I'm a Ronaldo fan, so I would love to see
Ronaldo's
him.
the GOAT, bro.
I'd love to see him
But,
do a madness. And I think he's
just-
got a new celebration these days.
Yeah. It's
little-
the pre-retirement, you know.
Okay, I love it.
But yeah, I don't think United are going to chance getting another hiding from Villa.
Yeah.
I don't think they can chance it, quite frankly. I think as rational as fans and staff and everyone alike will be, as rational as they'll be.
Momentum is a thing. Yeah.
Like as rational as they can absolutely go, it's just the Carabao Cup. But because it was Aston Villa again, I think that's going to be a bit much. I don't think they can chance it. I think they're going to go for it.
I also see them going for it.
I do think United are going to win it though. It's at Old Trafford. I think United is going to win it. But yeah, bruh, that is pretty much a wrap. I think that we're pretty much pushing the hour mark here, so we managed to get everything in.
Yeah, we squeezed it in.
Yeah, bruh, that was a good talk. I apologize if I got a little heated. You were the one who mentioned Orba's name, not me. Let the record state.
Like I said, I'm here for the controversy. You get me?
But yeah, man, it's good to be back. Good to be back with you in the studio again, talking footy.
Yeah.
It's good to be back in y'all's ears, everybody that's listening. Thank you guys for listening to this episode.
Shout outs.
Thank you as ever for staying with the show. We apologize for the inconsistencies, but we are human and we live and we learn, and we're all growing together, man.
Shout outs to the studio audience.
Shout out to the studio audience, yes. Like and subscribe to the channel. And like I said, yeah, we are going to be on all of your podcasting platforms pretty soon. The sooner the better, I know. But hopefully we'll have updates for you on that in next week probably. But yeah, for now, enjoy the football. Best of luck to all your teams. And we'll catch you in the next one.
You never walk alone.